Wowee, it's night 3 actually. Night 3 in a row I've worked on the Subaru. I must have had some newfound motivation. Anyway, I've been busy today. I've gone ahead and mounted the oil cooler and the heat exchanger. And here we go. Here it is, it's all mounted. Well, actually not all mounted. I've done these side brackets, I've done these brackets. Now I need to make this whole setup be a little bit more rigid, because if I go like this, see, it moves around a lot. So this is only 2mm. I probably should have made that a 3mm. So eventually that will probably crack, but I can always just do like a little gusset or something like that on each side. But I do need to brace it from the bottom here and also the top, because it's, as you can see, it moves around a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bracket that bolts to here on top of the oil cooler, and then I'll do another one from here down to here as well, just to give it just a little bit more rigidity. That way the vibrations of the car doing whatever it's going to do isn't really going to give a shit. So yeah, the next thing on my list is I need to find a grill. This car didn't have a grill, so I've got nothing to put in here. I really want to put a factory grill in it. So if anyone's got a grill, then I'm keen to know and probably give me some money for it. What else I want to do? Oh, oil lines. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do there. The way I've done the mounts here, I've just used the mounting points this oil cooler had. I want to side mount at least one of these oil cooler lines, so I'm probably going to move one of these to the side if I can, if there's going to be enough space, and then sneak an oil line down under here. This guy here, I really wanted to mount it on here, but it was going to make mounting it all convoluted, so I've decided to keep it there. Hell, I may even just end up keeping both of them there and figuring it out later. Yeah, so anyway, what else did I do? Okay, so I've got to mount those two, and then I've got to make a bracket or 2 brackets for the radiator as well, because same deal. So although I've made the top one, it's just flopping around at the moment. So I need to do 3 things here. First of all, I need to make mounts to hold the radiator in place. Second of all, I need to cap off these bottom parts here. I may decide to not use this bottom row. It's not really going to do much. And also, if I weld to that, it may end up screwing it up anyway. But yeah, I've got to cap these ends off, make a drain. I might put a bottom plate across that as well. The radiator, when it came in, it had like a bottom piece with some brackets and stuff on it as well. I may just like weld a bottom piece across there and then mount like a bracket here and a bracket here, for example. That might just be the easiest thing to do, or come off here down to here. But I reckon like coming off like each end, for example, would make it nice and strong. And again, like plenty of space otherwise. And then I can look at doing the fans, and then intercooler piping and radiator hoses and all that fun stuff. So it's tracking to be a fun build, I think. So yeah, I don't know what else to add to that. I might just get stuck into the brackets and get them done. It's 7 o'clock now, and I don't want to be going too late tonight. So yeah, I'll just get stuck into those and get them done, and then I can cut these guys off as well. I don't need these at all. Yeah, and then I need to fit the bumper, because the bumper line actually comes through here. I'm not sure if this factory lip here is going to be cut or whatever. I'm assuming these bumpers have like a bumper, like an upper support, like a metal support that wraps around the front and supports that top piece of the bumper. If so, I'm probably going to try and get one of those just to, I don't know, make it more rigid. If not, then yeah, I don't know. But I'll look into that later. First of all, let's get these mounts done and see how I go. Now, can I see? Where are we going here? Let's have a look. Go away. Alrighty, so first thing I want to do is I want to use nutserts, which are these little threaded insert things. They're going to go in here just so that I can mount something to it. And that will also tie this in as well, because this is kind of flimsy at the moment, and radiators are relying on it. So once I've got that done, and then that guy done, this will be pretty rigid, and this will basically be as strong, if not as stronger than it was when I pulled it off. Anyway. Nice and easy, it goes in there. So, there's a little cool little tool made by Ting Tools. There's all sorts of different brands. They just go in there. And it just installs a thread. And then if you decide later on that you don't want this anymore, you can literally just put a drill through it and drill it out. This tool is actually, I might have said this before, it's one of the first tools I ever bought when I got the shop, because I used it at another shop and I thought, oh my god, this is amazing. And it's proved to be super handy. Alright, so cool. Right, so the first thing I do when I'm going to make a bracket like this is I got to figure out how I want to construct it, and I typically try to do it so A, it looks good, and B, it's practical, right? So for example, I just want to tie this in. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything, so what I'm just going to do here is, cool, that's roughly there, just rough it out, and then, okay, let's just go straight to that there. Okay, screw it up a little bit. Cool. Okay. What have we got here? That guy is, that's 24, and that's 23. 24 and 23 to the center of the screw. So we also want the distance between there and there is 90. Man, it's so close to 100. I'm going to call that 99, 98, 99, 99. So what we then do is we find the center. Perfect. 77.5. So about there. Right there. Mark the center line. It's close enough on here. John's going to get a new pen because this one's horrible, blunt. Ah! Where's my good pen? Okay. So, where are we? It's 99, right? So, that'd be 49.5 each. There. And there. Cool. So we know at that point here it was 23, 23, and that one was no, it's 24, 25. There we go. We'll call it. We'll call it 24. So let's just make both 23, and then yeah, we can make that work. Oh, what am I doing? That's not what I want. It needs to be 33. So if I make it 33, so 33 is our fold. And if we come back to 32, which is about there. So I just use my ruler as my folding technique. Okay, so it's about there. Now this isn't sitting square. Well, it's sitting square on this, but this guy isn't square, but we're not really worried about that. Okay, so let's go there, mark there and there, so that those marks there line up. Those marks there line up. Cool. Here. Okay, so now I've gone and just used the edge of this cooler to mark along the edge of where that is, and then we want to cut off, I don't know, about that much extra so that we can weld along the edge. And this is just like making the shape that it wants to be, so oh, alright, so that's that. Now we also don't need this as wide as this, right? So we could probably just go and cut off 15mm to the edge of that. So I've gone from the center of my drill hole to the outside 15mm, and then same as that guy, 15mm out. And if I was doing different measurements for side to side, it's not going to matter. No, I'll say that again. If I'm going to make different measurements from side to side, i.e. if this was considerably taller than this one, and you were trying to figure out oh, where do I cut that? If you just measure out from the center line you've already made, and then mark your marks, then it just makes it easier. It's going to automatically work out the angles of cut. Whatever. Cool. So now I can go and cut that, and I can chuck it on there. I probably will just drill the hole slightly down further, because if I make this out of 3mm plate and I pressed it onto there, it'll be 3mm taller and I'll have to slot the hole. So what I'll do is I'll just come down with my drill hole, so when this material lifts it up, it'll lift the hole up 3 mil, because this is only like, I don't know, probably half a mil. So yeah. Alright, I'll go cut that and come back in a minute and we'll see how that all fits. Alright team, here's a new bracket. I probably could have maybe taken it so high, but here we are. Alright, so that's fitting all good. Might have to take some of the fold out of it. See how it's like lifting up? So I'll go take some of the fold out. And then we'll look at tacking this on. Okay. Better now, I think. Yeah, good. Cool. All right. So I'm not worried about it sitting up to a little bit high on the edge there, because the weld will fill that up. And it's also sitting on some lettering, so it's never going to be perfect. But I don't think that's bad. I probably want to trim that down a little bit, just because I think it's sitting a little bit too high here. And who knows, I might take a bit out of there later on. But hey, look, it's if I put that in, all that becomes pretty rigid, and then I've just got this bottom one to do. So it's pretty easy. Yeah. Anyway, I might go tack this on, get it sitting where it wants, pull it off, go and weld it up. I want to get one side rigid before I do another side, because you find if you're, I don't know, it's just easier. Just means that it's like, it's not going to move anywhere. If you go make the bottom one, you could maybe pull it out or put it in a different place or whatever. It's just how I do it. Anyway, I'll mark that, go tack it. So I'm done. I've got that mount done. I've decided it's 8 o'clock, so I'm going to call it a night, and I don't know if I'll carry on tomorrow or Monday, but I don't know. I'd really like to get this lower mount done in the morning. I'm one of these people that like just wants to finish things, and saying that I could keep on working, but I need to stop. I've been working all day, so anyway, yeah, so tomorrow I would like to get that bottom mount done. I'll cut these guys off. Now, so I actually had a bit of a boo-boo this morning with the heat exchanger, where I'd removed the heat exchanger. I didn't have the oil cooler on, but I had it spaced up off the bottom cross member, or radiator support, what do you want to call it, with some 5mm steel pieces, and that was setting my height. So I pulled it off. I went to drill the holes. I stupidly put it on the floor below, and I was like, oh, I should really move it, but I'll be 2 seconds. And what do you know? It moved. One of the pieces, or 2 of the pieces, fell off and actually smashed 2 of the rows in this core. So I've got 2 options. My first option is to replace it and then just get the new core, cut off the end tanks, and then weld them onto the new one. My second option is to cut off this end tank, cut off this end tank, and then weld up these 2 cores that are damaged so that they can't be used. Now, I feel that given the amount of space in terms of airflow that this is going to get, I don't really feel it's going to be too detrimental. I'll probably flip the core just so that it's got the good side facing the air, rather than 2 cores missing out of however many this is, 20, whatever, rows, should I say. Yeah, but I'll figure that out later, and then I'll probably replace it at a later date. Reason I don't want to replace it right now is it's roughly half the cost of the whole kit, so I don't really feel I want to spend that money again on this yet. I've got other things that money could go towards, and let's be honest, it's not really going to affect it all that much. It's just cool water that's going through it. It's not like engine water. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna probably address that in the next couple of days. But overall, like, you can already see how much more rigid this is. I still need to do this bottom mount. It's still important, but as you can see, like, it's stiffened everything up. Like, this on its own was flimsy, this is on its own was flimsy. These are essentially pretty flimsy, being 2mm. But yeah, obviously that's pretty good. So, but I do want to brace them because they're going to be filled with a lot of liquid. This is going to have oil in it. This is going to have a lot of coolant in it, or water, whatever. And basically what that means is weight and vibration and weight don't really go together. So we need to try and brace it so that when the car's vibrating and all that sort of stuff, the mounts aren't going to tear off, or it's not going to damage the pieces that we're using. So anyway, that's enough for me. I'm going to stop waffling on. Hopefully I've been helpful tonight. If you've got any questions on anything that I've done tonight, as in my techniques, or if I've like gone too fast over something, then let me know. I got to admit, it's hard to do this with the camera because I want to get different angles and stuff, but and I want to explain as I go when I'm by myself, but it's not always that easy because I kind of like, I just want to get things done. So I'll try to be as informative as I can. But yeah, by all means, ask me questions. I'm hoping I can answer them for you. I can, let you know why I do things a certain way, for example. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Pretty excited to see where this is going. I'm just real keen to have the front end on with the bumper and everything. I think that will be quite a step forward, and then we can worry about the plumbing. So yeah, I think next week, I want to get hoses from here into here. I want to get this water cooler mounted. I want to start on a catch can, and hopefully, fingers crossed, my other adapter for this water to air cooler will be here, and I can do the intercooler piping. So I just need to do one to there. I've also pretty much decided I'm going to go for I know I'm waffling again, my mind's just whatever. I'm going to go electric water pump just because of space constraints, and I think that'll just work out easier, and that means I can essentially just go straight across with my intercooler pipe, and I think that will look pretty cool. I'm already going side mount alternator from Franklin Engineering, or Franklin Performance. Yeah, so I think the package is actually going to start looking really cool pretty soon. What else do I need? I need fuel rails, but that's, I guess, a bit later in the piece. I do need to sort out my throttle body, or decide what I'm going to use there, because I can't really make this last section of the intercooler piping without the throttle body. So yeah, anyway, let's leave it at that. I'll touch base next time I'm working on it, obviously, which will hopefully be in the next 2 or 3 days. Yeah, on to the next thing. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon.